Evening, everyone, and welcome to Tarot Thursday. I'm your host, Reverend Mary, and with me is Reverend Bryan. And we want to wish everyone in the Northern Hemisphere a happy uh, Candlemas or Embark, and we want to wish everyone in the Southern Hemisphere a very happy Lunasa. And also here in the U.S., it is the beginning of Black History Month. Excuse me. And how are you tonight, Bryan?
I'm doing well. And in honor of Black History Month, I'm going to share my deck of the month for the month. I got the Black Femme Tarot. So, little BIPOC queer action for our deck this month.
Excellent. Happy Unbalk, Renee. It's great to see you. And hello to everyone who is joining us. And we are here to do brief 3-card sort of readings. So if you have a question for us, go ahead and post it in your chat. And we'll be happy to answer. Although we do have a few rules to go over. We will not predict the birth of your offspring, but congratulations. We cannot give you medical advice. We're not doctors. We can't give you legal advice. We're not lawyers. We cannot predict the outcome of world conflict. But we do encourage everyone to sit down and talk out their conflicts. Did we cover it all?
I think we did.
All right. And Renee has a question. Will her family drama die down? Is that the drama or the person causing it, Renee? Oh, did I say that?
It's going to be that kind of Thursday, huh?
And how's your weather, Renee? Is it still snowy?
I'd prefer not to have any snow, to be honest. All right. Would you like to go first this week, Mary?
I can go first. One more shuffle here.
Sounds good. I think I've showed these cards to everyone before. Look at the sides.
Oh, that is awesome. 50 degrees and sunny.
Very nice.
Well, I've got the 9 of Swords, which is sometimes called the ghastly nightmare. This means that whatever you're afraid of is going to happen, but you are going to have to face it, and it won't be as bad as you think it is. Then I've got the 10 of Laps, which I believe represents you in this situation, because this is someone at the height of their spiritual powers and able to deal with all the elements. Then I've got the 5 of Cups, which represents some form of emotional loss. So I'm going to do what Reverend Don would do and pull another card, and I get Death, which of course means transformation. So I think the drama is going to transform in some way. And one more card. Good. We get the Ten of Cups. So I think you're being called here to use your abilities to take the energy around the drama and use it for transformation.
Oh, good.
And over to you, Bryan. I
So the
got the
first
happy family. I'm stopping.
So the first card I pulled is the Emperor, which makes me feel like whoever's the masculine individual in this family and like the head of household is the person causing the drama. Um, the Four of Pentacles, which is usually about money and material gain, that masculine person wanting more control and wanting to take those more conservative roles and dominate the conversation around either money, finances, or material wealth. And then the third card I pulled is the Queen of Wands, which is usually, about action and that more feminine, masculine sort of androgynous energy wanting to take actually battle for control. Um so all of that to say, obviously there's a fight going on, but I'm also going to pull one more card about this situation. It might be that kind of night. And I pulled the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups, now the cups are about emotion, um, but the Eight of Cups is talking about introspection and a deeper purpose. So, this family fighting, even though it's uncomfortable, is about a power struggle between those two kinds of people. And this battle needs to happen in order for peace to happen. So, unfortunately, it just needs to play out.
Okay, Renee, and I hope that's helpful for you. And now we've got a question from SWAC fan. Will I get the home I desire soon? All righty.
Are we alternating first?
Yeah, you can go first next if you want to.
I can, of course. So the first card I pulled is the Knight of Wands. Now the Knight of Wands is also about ambition, risk taking, being action oriented. So I would say that you are definitely headed in the direction of that home you desire. Um, the next card I pulled is the Nine of Pentacles, which is again the suit of Pentacles is about material gain and money. So in order to get the home that you desire, you need to curb some of your habits and spending money on things that are flashy and pretty. Because right now you should be saving and putting away. And just because something's new, hot, and pretty doesn't mean you need it right now. The third card I pulled is the Eight of Pentacles, which is around sort of that hustle culture. So if you want it, you have to work for it. You have to go get it. That is all to say that the home you desire is within your grasps if you budget and if you do all the things you need to do. There is no reason that home shouldn't be gotten by you. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
Okay.
Hey, Muggsy, thanks for coming.
And hello to Michelle. And hello to Sweet Pup Mugsy. So the first card I've got for you is the Soul card. And this is one of the major arcana. It shows the soul in companionship with the mother goddess. And this is talking about new beginnings. So you're looking to start something new. And I've got here the Five of Swords. So your path is not an easy one right now if what you want is your home. I've also got the Five of Lamps. And this shows someone starting off on a vision quest, which we can take it either as this doesn't relate to your question at hand and you need to be looking into deeper spiritual things right now, or that you need to be pulling back from your current situation a bit and looking at the big picture as to how to make it happen. And I pulled one more card for clarification, and I got the Chariot, which does indicate there is action forward. But I am seeing you're right at the beginning of making this happen. And you are going to have to plan carefully in order to move forward. So I hope that is helpful for you. And now I do have a great big announcement.
Would
I
you
should
like a
have
drum
asked
roll?
Bryan this earlier. Can you do a drum roll? We're not hearing the drum.
Dun, 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 dun,
So,
dun, dun. There you go.
all right. Starting next week, Tarot Thursdays will be on my own channel, Divination TV. I am launching that starting tonight. If you are used to watching on the Pagan World TV YouTube channel, that is now the Divination TV channel, and the Pagan World TV Facebook page is now Divination TV. You may have seen both of those changes. Pagan World TV, unfortunately, is no longer functioning, but I am moving forward with my own project, Divination TV. We're working on getting the website up. I'll be doing programming focusing on divination, and we'll also be offering reader services through the website. So keep watching the website for information. You can check it out now. Right now, it basically says, "Hi, we're Divination TV," but my web developer is working on it. I talked to him 2 days ago and told him what I wanted. So
I'll still be here.
yes, Bryan will still be joining me for Tarot Thursdays, as will Reverend Don Lewis. And we hope every one of you will still be joining us as well. And thank you, Michelle. So I'm really excited to launch this project. I'm sorry that we had to let Pagan World TV go, but I've learned a lot from doing it, and I'm ready to launch this project. And if anyone is any type of reader, you can reach out to me and I'll be happy to speak with you about interviewing you about your services for Divination TV.
Gonna have to come up with some content of my own.
Oh, yes, we need content.
Queer Justice
So,
Tarot
yeah.
has tons of content.
Oh, yes. So, and now, does anyone else have? Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have a question for us for this evening?
Yes. Ask us questions. Sort of.
Yes. Okay, Muggsy.
Okay.
Question. You are new here. Well, we need a better question than that for a reading,
Well,
dear.
let me take this one on, Mary. This is another one of my siblings from the Leather Boys of Color. So I got this one. So
All right.
so basically you answer any sort of question. If you were here earlier, we gave a couple guidelines: no medical questions, no legal advice, no predicting the gender of people's offspring, and we don't predict the outcomes of conflict of world countries. Other than that, any question is up for grabs outside of that. Or you can do
Okay.
what Michelle did, which is ask for a general reading.
So let's do a general reading for Michelle, and Muggsy can think about their question.
There you go. Well, watch one, do one, do one. Usually
Sounds
it's
good.
teach one, but I believe it is your first go.
It is indeed. All right. All right, Michelle. So the first card I have for you is the Seven of Cups, which indicates you may be presented with a lot of pleasant options right now. Yes, I saw that, Bryan.
I love Lord
So,
Don's drawing for that card.
choose wisely. The next card I've got for you is the Two of Cups, which indicates a new relationship. It could be a romantic relationship, like this card showing. It could also be a friendship or a business relationship. And then we get the Hanged Man. This one shows Odin hanging on Yggdrasil to gain the wisdom of the runes. And so this is about making a sacrifice to learn something of a spiritual nature. It's going deep within spirit, giving of yourself of time, but it's putting in the work to learn something. So I hope you find that helpful, Michelle.
All right. So the first card I pulled is actually one of the special cards for this deck, just like the Infinite Tarot. It has a couple of bonus cards. Your person. This is the person in your life who's your best friend, your closest confidant, the person you trust, your ride or die. Um, so this reading is really about that friendship, and I see that there is a deep feminine bond between you both. You do a lot of conversating about deeply personal issues together. Um, and the Six of Wands, which is celebrating each other's victories. So that friendship is probably the most powerful thing in your life. And I'm going to pull one more card just to see. And I pulled the Five of Wands, which is about adversity and battles together. That is to say that you both have been through a lot of battles together, and they have only made your bond and friendship stronger. So I think this reading is really to remind you of that relationship and to focus on it a little more in the next coming days. It's a
And I
fun
hope that's helpful. Hello to Jade Rising.
hello.
All right.
All right. So Muggsy will said they will do a general reading and work on questions for us for the future. We love
Oh,
preparation.
yeah.
We know how I love advanced planning. All right.
I'm glad that resonates for you, Michelle.
All right. It's my turn to go first.
Yes, it is.
All right. All right, Muggsy, here we go. So the first card is the Two of Wands. Now, the Two of Wands is about, obviously, you see our beautiful femme goddess looking out on her kingdom at all she's conquered and achieved. So this is you. This is you looking out on all your recent accomplishments and reminding that you've come a long way and to be proud of that. Don't sell yourself short there. Now, the Hierophant is usually around sort of old guard thinking, conservative thinking, old ways. Oh, good evening, Elvis. There she is. Um, this is the card to sort of remind you that everything you do um is from that place of knowledge and respect, and you have grander things coming. You're not done yet. The third card I pulled is the Devil, which is about. Now, the devil here is not your Christian style of the devil. There is no devil in the craft. But it is to say that some of the things that hold you back, your shadows, your inner demons, are something you need to think about, because that's what holding you back right now are the chains that tie you down that don't belong there. So that is to say, you've done a lot of great stuff. You have a lot of great stuff coming, and don't let your inner voice of doubt hold you back.
Okay, so the first card I've got for you is the Nine of Swords. And whatever you're fearing right now, you're going to have to face. But if you turn and face it head on, it's not going to be as bad as you think it will. Then the next card I've got for you is the Nine of Cups. And this is called the Wish card. And what this card means is whatever you wish for is going to happen. But be careful, because if you are focusing on it, you will draw it to you. So be careful where you're putting your energy, Muggsy. If you are focusing on the negative in the situation, you will draw it to you. If you are focusing on the positive in the situation, you will draw that to you. So be careful where your focus is. And then the last card I've drawn for you tonight is Judgment. And this is one of the major arcana cards. So it's very significant. And what this card means is you are going to get something you have been working towards for a long time. You're going to, whatever it is, you've earned it and it's going to come to you. So I hope you find that useful, Muggsy. And hello, Ed. Good to see you as well.
We can't see him though. Just saying.
He is there.
Oh, we will. Don't you worry.
And hello to the Temple of the Starry Sky. And hi, Darcy, who would like a general reading.
Yay, Darcy! My word of mouth is getting out there, Maury. Look at that.
All right.
All right, let's do this.
And to the people who just joined us and missed the announcement earlier, I am launching my own channel, Divination TV, as of tonight. And you will be finding Tarot Thursdays on Divination TV. The Pagan World TV YouTube channel and Facebook page are now Divination TV. We'll be focusing on all things divination.
May I plug myself, Mary?
You may plug yourself.
So you can find me on all the platforms under Queer Justice Tarot, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I have my own website, queerjusticetarot.com, which when Mary's website is up and running, her website will have a link to find mine.
Yes.
And I come up with all kinds of nifty spreads and stuff.
Yes. And hello to Diana.
All right. So whose turn is it to go first for Darcy?
I think it's me.
All right.
Okay, Darcy. So the first card I've got for you is the Three of Lamps. And this card is talking about working together with other people for the good of your community. The next card I've drawn for you is the Universe, and it's a little hard to see because of how the glare is hitting my screen, but this card is not jet black. It's actually the Starry Universe. And it means the end of one cycle, but it's also talking about that you literally have the whole universe available to you. You can pretty much do whatever you want in this situation. And then I've got the Ten of Cups or the Happy Family card. So I am just seeing all kinds of good fortune for you right now. So I hope you find that useful.
All right. So the first card I have is the Ten of Pentacles, which talks about communal support, sort of that like mutual aid. You do a lot of work that involves helping other people, but you're also in a position that you can help other people. You have everything you need, so therefore you're able to give to others. I pulled the Fool, which is about a recently started new journey of an unprecedented sort, maybe a move or a change that was not something you had originally thought for yourself. And then, hey, Mary, guess what? We have our first twinning of the night.
Woo!
I also pulled the Ten of Cups, Darcy, so that is the happy family card. You have a great spouse, you have maybe children or furry monsters in your life. You have everything you need and then some. You are in a good place. And I'm going to pull one more card just for fun, because I can. And I pulled the Ace of Swords. And that's talking about, the swords are about communication and the mind. So right now you are formulating some sort of conversation, but not sure how you want to go about it and not sure how it will be received. So I would say just meditate on it and everything will work out well.
Okay, and Diana has asked for a general reading.
Hello, Elvis. It's almost Can's o'clock, Mary.
Oh dear. I'm glad that is helpful, Darcy. Yes, it's almost time for Elvis to get a can of wet cat food.
Yep.
And she starts to remind her daddy that it is almost can o'clock.
She loves Tarot Thursday. She doesn't have to wake any of us up. We're just here.
Yes.
All right. Whose turn is it to go first?
Yours.
Oh, okay. Got distracted by Madame Can's o'clock. So the first card I pulled is the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands is fire and passion, but associated with the home and the foundation that you've built for yourself. I would consider that your foundation and your home is a pretty strong place, a comfortable place for you. I also pulled the Six of Wands. So you have recently had some sort of victory or some sort of accomplishment that you want to have acknowledged and validated in your life. So whatever that might be, congratulations. And then the last card I have for you is the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords, like I mentioned with Darcy, swords are about communication and thought. So after this recent victory, really take a moment to rest your thoughts and think about what your next step is. You have no need to really rush into it. The king wants you to sort of have a full flushed out plan before you make your next move. So I hope that I hope that was helpful for you.
Okay, so the first card I have for you, Diana, is the Nine of Wands. And here we see a woman sitting in prison. And what this card means is you might be feeling stuck, like your situation is not moving the way you want it to. And things are just in stasis right now. They're not ready to move yet, and you just need to be patient. The next card I've got for you is the Two of Pentacles. And here we see a young man learning how to sculpt under the guidance of an older man. And so this is talking about learning something new under the guidance or the mentorship of someone else. And then I drew the Five of Swords, which indicates a lot of conflict right now. So I pulled one more card for you. And I did get the Two of Cups, which indicates a new relationship. It could be a romantic relationship, or it could be a friendship or a business alliance. And I pulled one more card and got the Four of Pentacles, which indicates doing well in the material realm. So even if things don't seem to be in a good place right now, they will begin to move for you soon. All right. And we are caught up now. Does anyone else want a reading?
Shall we read for about this new venture, Miss Mary?
All right. Well, of course, I did a reading before I started, but I would welcome one from you.
Might as well. Oh, isn't this fun? We've got money, money, and goddess.
Okay. This sounds good.
King of Pentacles. Obviously, you got a plan. You're doing the thing. Do the thing. You've got a plan. You will do the plan. I know you. Okay. More money. So the Six of Pentacles. I would say with the Six of Pentacles, with the idea of giving and receiving of prosperity, don't be afraid to say no to people who want you to do things a certain way. You know what works and you know what doesn't work. Don't be afraid to say no. It's okay. Third card I pulled is the High Priestess. So, obviously, trusting your intuition when it comes to divination is very important. So, there you go. The cards say go do the thing. Trust your guts and all
Thanks.
that jazz.
And Diana, about your foot, we do not read on medical issues. I'm sorry. And for the Temple of the Starry Sky, yes, we can do a reading for you.
I love when my cards give straightforward answers.
It is nice when the cards give straightforward answers.
I mean, sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but you know.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We had a shuffling snafu.
Yeah, sometimes the cards are like, we're just too big for your hands, right?
Well, that's and that's why I like using the pocket ones. But this deck I always like to use, like during Pride Month for other reasons, but especially for Black History Month and even Women's History Month in March. It's just a great all-around diverse deck, and it's created by a friend of mine in Houston.
All right. Another good reason to use it.
All right. Who goes first?
I have no idea, but I'm ready.
I'm ready too. So you can go first.
Alrighty. So the first card I've got for you is the Five of Wands. So, Temple, this indicates that you are in the middle of conflict with someone. The next card I've got is the Six of Pentacles, and this is talking about in the material realm being in a place where you can share resources with others if you choose. And the last card I've got for you is the Stars. And here you can see someone who's starting on a bit, you can see like an astral journey where they are reaching out to the universe for help with their current situation. And so I'm going to say, excuse me, that you need to be doing some spiritual or magical work. And I'll pull one more card for you. Oh, I got the Queen of Swords. And she is around communication and learning from previous happenings. So look at similar situations and learn from the past in your current situation.
All right.
Your turn.
So the first card I pulled is Temperance, which is about balance and patience, but also taking something and turning it into something else, kind of like alchemy based. But I would think for the sake of this reading that I'm leaning more into that patience and balance right now is what's important. The next card I pulled is the Seven of Pentacles. So we have a lot of money talk going on today. But also when it comes to material gain and growth, there has to be patience there. You're not just going to hit seven figures out of nowhere. It takes patience, it takes cultivation and investment of time and energy. So with that, I would say right now I'm going to say you're looking or striving or encouraging someone to give you some sort of raise. And while those conversations could be happening, just to start the conversation, it's not going to happen overnight. So I encourage you to be patient and just allow the conversation to happen naturally. And then the last card I have for you is the Ten of Wands. Now, the Ten of Wands is also around duty and responsibility. So that is to say that as long as you keep proving that you've done everything that needs to be done, you're responsible, and you take this job and this position seriously, that those in charge will see and make that investment in you for the future.
Okay, so I hope that's helpful. And does anybody else have a question for us? Or
What
would
other
you like a
forms of
reading?
what other forms of divination besides cards will you be focusing on, Mary?
Well, of course,
And then you
I
could
do
pull cards if you like.
Huh?
And then you could pull cards for me if you like.
I do numerology. I've been speaking with Adelana, who does bone readings, and I will be happy to speak with anyone who does any form of divination. I've talked to Reverend Don about interviewing him when his book on astrology comes out.
I was gonna say I love astrology talk.
Yes. Well, if you want to come talk about astrology,
Definitely.
but
Like
yes,
runes. Can we do runes? I would love to do a series about runes.
runes would be great. I'm interested in talking to anyone about any form of divination they do.
I don't know the
Runes,
proper pronunciation about from our sibling in the Philippines, but Rolando Apu Adman
yes.
does a really great. I don't know what it's called. Crap.
I know exactly what you're talking to, and I will be speaking with him
Woo!
and figuring out how we can do this when neither one of us is falling asleep.
Yes, please. Thank you.
I also know a couple of very talented tea leaf readers.
I've dabbled in some of that. It needs work.
Yes.
Elvis will read your treats for you.
My treats.
Yeah, she'll read your cat treats.
Yeah. She'll tell me to bring more.
Pretty much.
All right. So the first card I've got for you is the Queen of Swords. That means listen to me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, and for those who don't know, the Queen of Swords has been representing me in readings for about 30 years now. But the Queen of Swords is about learning from past situations and communicating what you need clearly. Then we've got the Five of Swords, which means you might have faced a little conflict today.
No, really. Couldn't tell.
Couldn't tell. And then we've got the Four of Lamps. And of course, in this deck, the Suit of Lamps refers to spiritual matters. And here we see someone gazing up to the stars for the answer. We were just talking about astrology.
No, she's talking about cat treats. Oh, you mean me? Yeah.
Yeah, you were just talking about astrology or other forms of divination. So, yes, it's also
Yep. Yep.
cards can have a sense of humor.
They really do.
They really can.
I'm gonna
And
go
I used
study
to have,
my. I'm gonna go study my transits, and maybe it'll tell me something about today.
could be, I used to have this tiny tarot deck. It was about this big, and I kept it in my purse. So it basically traveled on my hip, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and was with me pretty much 24/7. And you never saw a more smart ass deck in your life than that deck. that just hung out with me constantly.
Oh, I carry at any given time. Well, not so much right now because of my knee, but even when I go to
Right.
work, I carry like 2 tarot decks in my backpack in case there's an emergency, spiritual emergency.
I was going to say, I'm picturing you being mugged on the subway, so you whip out a deck of cards.
No, no, no. As you know, I work with veterans, so sometimes I consult the cards as a way to soothe myself after unfortunate conversations or
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
days.
I get that.
Sometimes you just need a one card pull of whatever.
Yep, yep. Sometimes you need a one card pull, and I totally get that.
I also find shuffling very therapeutic, even if I'm not pulling cards. So, pulling up my transits just for funsies while we see if there are any last minute stragglers.
Okay.
Oh, here we got someone.
Is a
Jeff has a
romantic
question.
relation. Okay, Jeff, define future. I mean, if you leave it that wide open, we're talking about any time between now and your death.
We're
Give
talking
us a
like,
time frame,
are we
buddy.
talking about like cuffing season between now and Valentine's Day? Are we talking between now and Beltane? Are we? Let us know
Because I'm
your
sure
range.
there's going to be a romantic relationship for you at some point, but give us a time frame, buddy.
Elvis heard time frame, and now she's interested. Come here, my child.
Within the next year. Okay,
All
that's
right,
a
we
doable
can we can work with that. Oh, Mary and I are the kind of psychics who don't like time frames.
Well, as I said, I'm literal minded. Will you be in a romantic relationship before you die? Most likely.
Definitely.
But you don't want to hear, yeah, you'll be in one, but it won't happen for 30 years.
The only person I might have said no to that would be Ted Bundy. Just saying. All right.
Would you stop it?
I like serial killer documentaries. Would you like me to go first?
Yes, I'm shuffling.
Okay. So I pulled once again for the evening the Ten of Cups, which is about the happy family card. So, in terms of romantic relationships in the future within the next year, I would say this is a good possibility for you, Jeff. But let's continue with the reading. I pulled this card, which is one of the special cards in this deck called Your Person. So, when it comes to partnerships and relationships, if you're looking at it, there are 2 people of color snuggling by some Yule bushes out in the snow. So I would also say that this is a good inclination that you will have some sort of romantic relationship in the near future. And the third card that I have for you is the Six of Cups. Now, the Six of Cups, now cups being about emotions and, warm, gooey bits. This card, however, is more about the inner child and that nostalgia. So that is to say that yes, you will have some form of romantic relationship in the next year, but there are some inner child things that you should work on that may be proved to be a struggle potentially in a relationship in the future. So I hope that's helpful.
Okay, so Jeff, the first card I've got for you is the Princess of Cups. The princesses represent earth, cups are about our emotions, and they're water. So the princess sometimes holds back and doesn't express her feelings. So, if you want to be in a relationship, you're going to have to work on your tendency to hold things in and not tell people how you feel. If you love someone, let them know. Now, the next card I've got for you is the Sun, which is a card of good fortune. So, if you work on expressing yourself, then yes, I think you will be in a relationship within the next year. And the final card I have for you is Judgment, which means reaping the rewards of something you have been working on. So overall, yes, I think there is a romantic relationship for you, but you do need to do the inner work for it. And I hope that's helpful. And Kenny has asked for a reading, and I think Kenny's going to be our last reading of the night.
Hear that, Elvis? Oh, thank you, Michelle.
Elvis knows she's pretty too. Never doubt that.
Elvis, well, Mary has a cute dog named Hella. Hella just doesn't make appearances.
No, Hella is shut out.
All right. I believe it is your turn to go first.
It is indeed. Just a moment. Okay, so the first card I've got for you is the Eight of Cups. So here we see someone beset by nightmares, but they're not really real. So whatever it is that you're afraid of, it's not as bad as you think it is. Then I've got the Two of Lamps. In this deck, Lamps is a fifth suit. It has to do with our spirituality. And here we see someone engaged in scrying. So with the two, it's about developing your own power and learning to use your own magic. And then the last card I have is the Ten of Lamps. And so this is someone who has developed their own power and can now work with all four elements. So this is talking about facing your fears and learning how to master your own magic. So that's what you need to be focusing on right now, and I hope you find that helpful.
So the first card I have is the Seven of Swords. Now, the Seven of Swords is about standing up to a challenge and standing your ground. Now, this card, when I think about it, it's sort of saying that nobody might like you for what you're challenging or what you're fighting against right now, but at the end of it, they're going to respect you for standing and holding your ground for what you believe in. So whatever it is that's causing you conflict, do not change your feelings because they are unpopular or not the majority opinion. And that goes up to the second card which I have, which is the Queen of Cups, which is also about trusting your intuition and having compassion. So, whatever it is that you're facing, know that you're on the right path and that you have compassion and a general caring for whatever it is you're struggling against in general. And then the third card I pulled is actually the beginning of the suit, which is the Ace of Cups, which is around sort of that emotional expression, but not letting it go too far. So while you're battling and you're feeling sort of emotionally attached to it, do not allow yourself to be so emotionally invested that you burn yourself out or you overfill your cup and essentially drown yourself. And I'm going to pull one more card just because for this one. The Fool, which is whatever you're fighting against right now is something new and something different that you haven't done before, which is why you're facing this sort of challenge. It's because you're in unprecedented territory. So I hope that's helpful.
Hi, PU. I am so sorry, but we are closing down for the evening. Please join us next week for Tarot Thursday.
And it's usually 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. where Miss Mary lives, etc., etc., etc.
Yes. And I want to thank everyone who joined us. Blessed Imbolc to those in the Northern Hemisphere. Blessed Lunasa to those in the Southern Hemisphere. You are welcome. Please check out divinationtv.com. We will have the information up in a day or so if you want to schedule a reading with one of us. And until next Thursday, blessed be everyone.